Speaking of all of the things that are going on in boxing and the fighting between Zuffa and all of the sanctioning bodies and the other promoters, Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn and anybody else who wants to jump up, why is there this little flea sitting off to the sidelines laughing at everybody right now? What is this going on with Misfits? And you hear them just going, look at these two assholes. Look at all these numpties going after it. What's this rumor going around with Misfits Boxing trying to flex from the sidelines, Steve?
Misfits Boxing have offered to do the deal for an Eddie Hearn coming down the aisle.
They have.
Edward Hearn, Dana White. So they have offered to stage a boxing match. It's not that, although I'd love to see it, obviously. How about you, Dana? Yeah. It's not a very good impression of Dana, but there you go.
Didn't they also offer, I mean, in a roundabout way, maybe it was just Darren Till who offered to set up like the two fights where you could have Carl Froch fighting John Fury. And Darren Till was like, and I'll beat the shit out of your son Tommy at the same time. Like, is this what's going on now?
It's just extraordinary. Listen, the Darren Till, Darren is just not doing anything and allowing loads of things to happen around him because Carl Froch has just, we had the Carl Froch and Darren Till thing and we talked about it at length. And it was about 3 months ago, 3 months maybe, and it's all gone quiet. Well, recently, I think it was last week, I watched Froch on Fighting, and there was a 20-minute brochure for a fight with Darren Till. So it was, look at me knocking out George Groves. He didn't show that, but he said it. Here's all loads of interviews with Darren Till. One of them about 6 months old. Here's interviews of other people saying, I'd love to see that fight. It's a fucking brochure. It's like, would you like to see this fight, everybody?
Why would you put that together if it's not happening? Why would you put the effort into putting that kind of a package together if it's not happening? They paid somebody to put that together, right?
Yes.
Somebody, yes. They willingly gave up money. So what's the return on that investment? If the investment is putting this spot together, what's the return on it? The return on it is making that fight happen. And we called that fight right here, ladies and gentlemen.
We did. And also for Froch, he has to defecate or leave the room, as I said, because he has done the Darren Till thing. KSI and apparently went to speak to him about money. That was serious. That didn't happen. Then you've got Jake Paul. I'll fight him for $100 million. Well, tell him that down the camera. Wouldn't do it. Then we've got Big John Fury. That's gone quiet because Big John Fury said, not making any more videos. And to be fair to him, he didn't. And so it's all got a bit quiet. And he tried to resurrect it, did Froch, and it didn't work. So now he needs something else. The latest thing I've seen is him watching the final round of his fight against Jermaine Taylor. It's Jermaine Taylor, isn't it? Yeah, saying, look at this, 50 unanswered punches, all of that. He said, I've got the WC belt behind me. In fact, I got 2. I'm not showing off. You are though, aren't you, mate? Because he has to be doing that all the time. And I pointed this out to him. He didn't like it, but I pointed it out to him.
You know what the problem with all of this is, and you know whose fault this is for not happening? If this does not happen, Tyson Fury. It's Tyson Fury's fault. Because he's still involved in the world of boxing. And he wants to fight for a heavyweight title, and he wants to be recognized, and he wants to go down, and he wants to be that guy. He wants to be the Gypsy King. He's greedy belly. He wants to have it all. He's greedy. But if he wasn't fighting, and if he was truly retired and out of the fighting scene right already, John Fury takes that fight. John Fury says, absolutely. John Fury's a man. John, why aren't you taking that fight? Are you less of a man than your son right now? You should be taking that fight against Carl. Allow your son, Tommy, to redeem himself and fight Darren Till. You absolutely should be doing these things.
Well, and what might happen, Tidster, is that the call for that fight to happen might come about again. He might pick it up after Tyson has fought. Because I think it hit him here. Yes. And also here, John Fury, when people said, you're taking the spotlight away from your son. You do know that, don't you? I think he thought, oh, shit.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. You are spot on with that one. And that's why you're seeing everything die down, because that was enough to get people to be like, oh, wait, Tyson has a fight coming up. Oh, we didn't know anything about that. But you can't continue that rhetoric because it takes it away from it. So as soon as that fight is done, if, win, lose, or draw for Tyson Fury, yeah, right afterwards, that presser that night, right afterwards, but probably before they even leave the ring, because I'm pretty sure Carl Froch is going to either be in the house or on the mic or doing the call or something to that effect. And you're going to see that happen. I really hope Darren Till shows up at that fight. Because could you imagine the tag team mic work between Carl Froch and Darren Till against John Fury? And, well, you'd have to have Tyson or, Murphy or Hermie or one of the other Ralph.
Hermie?
I don't know what you gypsies name your kids.
Traveler.
Oh.
Very, very high pitched. There is no Herbie Fury. There might be, actually. I don't know. I really don't know. But the thing is, it's what you could do is you could have them all getting into the ring, and it would be like one of those sitcoms, American sitcoms, where one's having an affair with another, and then it all comes home to roost, and they're all arguing with each other, and then then the bloke in the middle goes and leaves them all to argue. Wah 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 wah. Probably that.
Well, I could see it happening. I listen. I would love to see John Fury in a sitcom. I'm all for that. 100%.
You'd only be able to use about 2 seconds of it. You'd need to cut it right down.
Well, yeah, it would be on YouTube. For sure and absolutely. Speaking of YouTube, thank you to you all who take the time to watch, like, and subscribe all of this stuff that we do here, and all of your podcast providers on Spotify, on Apple Tunes, on iHeartRadio, on whatever one that you use. We appreciate every one of you. Is Misfits Boxing actually going to be able to cross over, get something done, and try to get some steam off of this? Or are they just barking chihuahuas?
Both. I think what they're doing is they're tossing it out there. They're throwing shit from the cage and seeing if anybody throws any back. So if they throw some back, they could say, because what they could stage a fight with Darren Till, even if he's not part of Misfits anymore. They could stage a fight with Darren Till, not with Carl Froch, but with someone else, like their champion, who he's bad-mouthed over and over again. So Chase Demore. But you could do that and sort of brand it, the fight, because he couldn't have the fight with Carl Froch. He's angry. And Darren Till is angry. He's the angriest man I have seen. He's the mayor of Angertown in the village of Angryville.
Yes, he is. If Dr. Seuss was to write a book about Angryville, there would definitely be a Darren Till sitting in there. Listen, I hope they get it. I absolutely hope they get it. And this is a sad thing because it goes against everything that we've talked about, Steve. This is complete bullshit. Everything that we've talked about. We've stood on that soapbox. Screw Misfits Boxing, screw influencer boxing. But here we are fucking clamoring for it like a couple of schoolgirls front row at a fucking Beatles concert. This is bullshit, Steve.
But the reason why I like it, Dolores, which is what I want to call you now, is that I think this makes them look fucking stupid. That's one of the reasons why I want it. Because it's the kind of zenith of everything, the ridiculousness of influencer boxing. Let's face it, I'll say it first here. Jake Paul's not coming back to boxing, folks. So I think this will be the zenith of everything. It will be influencer boxing eating itself. And I have said many times it'll be over. I still think it will. And I think that would be the big one, which is actually, we don't need to see this nonsense, do we? Because we've already seen all of that. So, yeah, I'd love to see it for that reason.
The only way Jake Paul comes back is obviously fighting at cruiserweight. So he's going to want to fight for a belt at cruiserweight. And if there's a problem at cruiserweight, it's going to be against a guy like a David Benavidez, a Zurdo Ramirez, or a Jai Opataya. Who do you think would be more favorable in putting a fight together? I mean, Dana would be like, absolutely, Jake, let's put that fight together. Let's put that jaw to the test, because we've got all this footage and the story of Jai Opataya, his name would just be changed to Jaw Opataya after that one, right? So it's not going to happen.
Jaw overtired.
You know what I mean? It's going to happen. And we called it here first.
Yes, that will happen. I think you could be right. That could happen, which is just, I might not be able to eat anything for the rest of my life. This will be my final hurrah against Jai Opataya. I'm not going to win the title. We know that. I'm going in just to survive. That would be the part of it, which is not, oh, look, I've been against AJ and I could beat him. This should be, if Jake Paul is smart and can subsume his ego, it should be, I haven't got a fucking chance. Just watch it to see how badly I'm hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. The story is already there. Steve, I don't know about you, but have you heard the latest?
Come to the children. Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children.
I don't know if you know this or not.
Oh dear. I got pulled in.
Yeah.
Again.
That's what happens. That's what happens. That is the power. ODB is the power, like Misfits Boxing is. You never know. You think it's all gone. You think it's not there. But then all of a sudden,
come to the children. Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children.
That's literally the equivalent of Misfits Boxing. And I'm here for it.